Hi everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for our presentation today on coconut rhinoceros beetle and some best recommendations for golf courses. My name is Koki Atchison, and I'm here with Kylie Kosaka. We're outreach specialists with the coconut rhinoceros beetle response. So going over a little bit about coconut rhinoceros beetle, or CRB, it's native to Southeast Asia, and it was first detected on Oahu in 2013. And it kind of has a similar life cycle to a butterfly. It starts as an egg and then it grows through 3 larval stages, usually in mulch or decomposing plant material. And then it'll pupate and emerge as an adult. So adult beetles are about 2 inches long, shiny black beetles with a prominent horn. And that's definitely going to be a CRB if you find it on Oahu. Looking into a little bit more about the biology of the coconut rhinoceros beetle and some of the harm that it can cause to palms and other food sources and agriculturally important crops on Oahu, you can look to see how the beetle causes damage in this slide here. So in that top middle slide, you can see an example of a coconut rhinoceros beetle in a borehole. So the way it causes damage is by attacking the crowns of coconut palms, but also other palm trees and tropical crops. And then it reaches the innermost sphere so that when that palm frond emerges, it has these distinctive V-shaped cuts, which you can see in the picture on the left. One feeding event from the coconut rhinoceros beetle isn't going to kill the palm, but with enough feeding events, you can start to see damage like we observed in Guam, where the trees have completely died because they sustained a significant amount of damage from the coconut rhinoceros beetle. So because of the threat the coconut rhinoceros beetle poses, the CRB response was established in 2014, just after the first detection of the beetle. So as a team, a lot of the work that we do includes checking traps to monitor for the beetle, identifying breeding sites, and then mitigating those breeding sites. And then we, as outreach specialists, focus our efforts on spreading the word to the general public and some of our close partners about what anybody can do to prevent the spread of coconut rhinoceros beetle. Our mission is to completely eradicate this potentially really harmful pest, and that will be shown when we don't have any catches on Oahu for at least 3 years. So a variety of methods hope to achieve that, including trapping. You may have seen black panel traps around. We have over 3,000 on Oahu. Also mitigating breeding sites, keeping an eye out for that V-cut damage and other signs of CRB damage around the island, and then making sure that our partners are also incorporating our best management practices, which we'll go over in this presentation. This map shows where our traps have caught coconut rhinoceros beetle in the past 6 months. So the interval for this data is between May 15th, 2020 and November 15th, 2020. For our most updated heat map, you can visit our website, crbhawaii.org. So looking at the map a little bit more, you can see that CRB haven't spread to all parts of Oahu. They're mostly concentrated in our hotspot areas, including Pearl City Peninsula, Waipio Peninsula, Iroquois Point, but we're also seeing populations attempting to establish in areas like Ewa Beach, Kunia, and Mililani. So based on this distribution of the spread of CRB, it's really important for us that beetles do not leave the hot zones and that everyone's aware about the movement of green waste and the potential for carrying beetles with that, hopefully preventing the spread across Oahu and to prevent the continued beetle catches in our hotspot areas.
So what are some of those green waste management guidelines that we recommend others to follow to help stop the spread of coconut rhinoceros beetle? First, I'll go over some definitions. So by green waste, we mean any plant material that is dead or dying due to uprooting, trimming, chipping, or any similar procedure. A high-risk area, like Koki mentioned, is a dynamic area that's defined by the CRB response, and you can visit our website at crbhawaii.org for an updated map showing where our high-risk areas are located. And preferred transfer sites, which I'll mention in some later slides, are sites that we recommend that follow practices and processes that include hot composting or burning, which kill all larval stages and life stages of coconut rhinoceros beetle. Some of those sites are listed here. We do not recommend or endorse any specific site, so if you have any questions about that, please reach out to us. First, we'll cover tree removal and trimming in high-risk areas. So for any palms in our high-risk areas, please give us a call if they're being felled, trimmed, or transported outside of the high-risk area. We definitely recommend burning as a method of treating that material. Any temperature that reaches above 130 to 140 degrees will kill all life stages of coconut rhinoceros beetle. And then if you are removing a tree, we do recommend stump grinding. So making sure that you're removing all of the tree material. About 12 to 18 inches down is great. And if you mix it with topsoil or cover it with sod, gravel works, sand works as well. Any material that is not decomposing plant material is okay to cover that stump with so that beetles do not reinfest that site. For chipped green waste in high-risk areas, we also recommend burning, so it should be on site if a permit can be acquired. We definitely don't want to see any material leaving our high-risk areas. Rechipping is a great alternative method, and then moving that material to a transfer site on the same day during daylight. And we recommend during daylight because coconut rhinoceros beetle is nocturnal, and if the material is staged during the night, then there is a possibility that coconut rhinoceros beetle can reinfest that material. So if you do have green waste, please rechip it and then transport off-site to a hot composting facility. Hot composting or active composting is another method for mitigating green waste. There are a lot of rules to follow with making sure you're hot composting in a safe manner. So we recommend contacting the CRB response for consultation. Some of those methods and rules are listed here. Spreading dry is also, spreading thin and leaving it to dry is another method that can help to mitigate chipped green waste. We recommend spreading it to at least 2 inches in a dry area with full sun. It's not something that we recommend in all areas, but at the very least, it is something that can help reduce the ability for coconut rhinoceros beetle to breed in that material. And then if you do store chipped green waste in a high-risk area, we always recommend storing it in a sealed, durable container. We're happy to come and inspect those for you. All of our services that we provide are free. Pesticide use is something that we can recommend on a case-to-case basis as well. Granular pesticides are typically used at breeding sites. Most of the time they're permitted for lawn use. So something to keep in mind, making sure that you're following all of the labeled instructions. Chipped material should be spread to a depth of about 4 to 8 inches and making sure that you're treating it according to that label. Piles can be reformed, but some larvae will survive. So retreating is important, and making sure that you're not moving that material off-site is also important. And then tree injections are another method of pesticides that we're deploying. It is only used in landscaped areas where trees are trimmed every 6 months to reduce the effect on pollinators. We've treated over 300 trees at the Waikele Country Club and are continuing to treat trees at Iroquois Point Capulina housing. All of our pesticides are imidacloprid or beta-cyfluthrin based. And we do have some recommendations of products to use, but of course we do not endorse any specific product. So for green waste outside of high-risk areas, we also recommend burning. That will heat the piles to a temperature that's fatal to coconut rhinoceros beetle. We recommend keeping green waste stockpiles to a minimum. Material should be kept whole until it can be processed, and that's because coconut rhinoceros beetle prefer smaller particle size. So keeping that material whole, as long as it's not becoming decomposing plant material will reduce the risk of having coconut rhinoceros beetle infest it. And then processing should include active composting or chipping before transporting it to a preferred transfer site. And as always, we need your help. So please report any captured beetles, place it in a hard plastic or glass container. If you see any suspicious damage, take a picture and mark the tree with GPS if possible. If you're trimming palms, please let us know. If you notice any dead, dying palms, green waste moving, or stumps that may have coconut rhinoceros beetle, definitely let us know that as well. And then if you see our black panel traps that have fallen or damaged, call the response. And we hope that you help us to spread awareness about coconut rhinoceros beetle as well. So thank you so much for listening to our presentation. We can be reached at 808-679-5244, info@crbhawaii.org, or online at crbhawaii.org. We also have Instagram at crbhawaii, and we're on Facebook at facebook.com/crbhawaii. Mahalo for joining us today and listening for our best practices for golf courses.
Thank you.